And we should be live. What's going on, Super Comic Book fam? And
What's
this is
good?
a Thursday stream. Getting it a little off schedule, or maybe this is the new schedule. Two a week. We started off wanting to go every other week, but seems like we might be doing a little bit more than that. What's going on, everybody? Stokes, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, bro. I just got a couple dubs. The YouTube channel's going good. The campaigns are shaping up to go good. Man, I can't complain about much. We're chilling.
I'd love to hear it. Love to hear it. And we're both about to go live, dude. You got a campaign coming at the end of the month. Why don't we talk a little bit about some intrusive thoughts, buddy?
Let's get it. Oh, you hit notify me on launch this time.
Yeah. No, we're in there. I mean, we were in there before. I'm telling you, Kickstarter's some ops right now. They wanted to
Kickstarter.
make me look bad on live, dude.
No,
I had that
absolutely.
shit. I had that shit open. I swear, I had that shit followed.
So yeah, absolutely. So as you can tell by the little thumbnail, you know what? I wish we had the crowdfunder UI right now, because there's not a lot here. It's not very enticing. I'm not gonna lie, but it's a mystery. It's a horror mystery. It's gonna be about finding out what's happening. It's very gothic, very atmospheric, and I'm excited to see where this goes. Like, this might be my tentpole series. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm excited for it, man. And you've been hyping it up for a little while, and we've all been able to see the journey essentially from your initial conception to just about to launch. So it's really exciting. We'll see how far we can go and how high the Super Comic Book fam can hopefully take intrusive thoughts. Hopefully take it to
Hell
that
yeah!
next level, and hopefully it'll help us also with my project coming up next week.
Wow,
Control
200,
plus Z numbers
200.
1 to 2. They're coming, everybody. It's coming. We follow a sentry, a moderator for the simulation Cyberscape, as they try and discover the mystery behind the disappearances that have been going on. It's 4 issues, is the first 2 issues for mature readers. It's got everything you want, man. It's got badass sci-fi shit. It's got a little nudity, yeah, but it's for mature. It's for adults. It's
Ooh.
imagine like The Matrix meets Ready Player One, but like on HBO. It's got everything that you need. So make sure to follow and get ready for next week because we're going live and we'll have an awesome trailer to show everybody very soon. So I hope
Oh, you
everyone's
guys got a
excited.
trailer?
Oh yeah, we got trailers. We've always had trailers. The Sound Effect, we've done multiple trailers, so it's only customary to continue on with Control Z and have awesome original music by Go Don't Go and edited by Nick Miley. And yeah, it's super fun, and it's always fun to see and adds a little bit of hype. So that goes live next week, everybody. So make sure to follow. All right,
Hell yeah.
Stokes. We have a lot to talk about today. We're
Yeah.
going to do a little pop talk today, a little
Okay.
popular culture, some current movie talk,
Popular culture.
and yeah, and I came to you with this one because I want to talk about Rian Johnson. You had some very let's say you had some very good words to say about Rian Johnson and all of his movies.
Right.
And it really hyped up. I had not seen Knives Out and or Glass Onion beforehand. So when you said that, I was kind of gassed. And we'll get into my opinion in a second. But how do you feel about Glass Onion? Give us your take on it.
Should we get into Knives Out first?
We can start with Knives Out.
Knives Out. So what was that? 2019, before COVID. I thought, like, it was such a great year. It was such a great year for movies. Like, you had Parasite that came out, which is, I would argue, the best movie of all time, at least in my opinion. You had Midsummer, you had Lighthouse, you had oh my god, I'm blanking. You had so many great movies come out that year. Joker was okay, but Uncut Gems was really good. There were a lot of great movies that came out. Booksmart, and I felt like Knives Out on any other year would have been the best movie of the year, but it was like number 3 for me behind Midsummer. but I just thought it was amazing. I just thought it had any movie that can catch me off guard is a dub. That's like an instant dub. Everything's so predictable now, and it catches you off guard multiple times. You know what I'm saying? And you just didn't know what was going, and it was so much. It was so much of that genre satire that we love from Edgar Wright, but it was just taken up to 11. Even the plot device of having a main character and a mystery that can't lie, it's just genius. Like the only way I can describe it is like satirical genius for Knives Out.
I mean, that's some pretty high praise, Mr. Stokes.
Yeah.
For Knives Out.
Yeah.
So I did enjoy Knives Out. I did think it was an enjoyable movie, but to say it could have been one of the best movies in any other year is a pretty strong statement. I'd retort. I would think that it was fun, and I think they all played it sincerely. It was well acted, well casted. But it may be too smart, trying to be too smart.
Really?
And I think leading on to Glass Onion, it sets up for an audience that is overthinking. But if you don't overthink, these movies aren't as subversive as they may seem. So I don't know how you feel about that, Stokes, but I definitely found myself overthinking from the very beginning watching Knives Out, and the overthinking made you think past the obvious when that they finally get back to. And I believe it, like after watching that and then moving on to Glass Onion immediately, and knowing that I'm watching a Rian Johnson movie and he's trying to subvert, I need to throw out all of my overthinking and all the, all right, this is what they might do, or this is how they're going to subvert me, because a subversion is, they know you're going to overthink it, so they're going to make it obvious. And so from the very beginning, you can tell who, to me, is the mystery, who did it from the beginning, and that makes a mystery movie from the very start just a little bit less potent to me.
I think that's fair. That's kind of what, that's funny enough. That's kind of what Glass Onion was actually about, more or less. Is and that is the case for both of them. It's like you overthink, and then it's like the most obvious solution. That's fair. I mean, it's a mystery. If you guess the mystery and who did what, you're gonna, I think where I would say it was subversive is that who did it in the Knives Out. It's a who done it that they reveal immediately, and then it's about them trying to backtrack and kind of fix the scenario, or not fix it, but trying to like cover up the tracks, and then the dynamic shifts, and then it shifts again to being a whodunit. So I just feel as if just from a like a plot structure standpoint, it's phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? Just from just appreciation oh my god. Just appreciating how all the gears like connect and make it go, I think is entertaining on one level. And then me personally, I don't really think too hard about who did what when I'm watching these. I'm kind of just going for the ride. So that would make sense as to why I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more than you did.
Yeah, I think you definitely probably approached it more sincerely than I did. I obviously went in going in like, all right, how is it not what Stokes said, basically? And yeah, I mean, I think as a screenplay, or like just on its like, and on structure alone, these are very strong movies in that sense. And that's because to subvert something, you need to know how to do it properly, right?
Yeah.
So the writers of this movie obviously know what they're doing, right? It's not to say that they aren't. It is to say that maybe they are a little too smart for their own good. And yeah, but I would say, is it mid? It's mid. I'm gonna say
Knives Out or Glass Onion.
All right, Knives Out is mid plus.
Gas.
No,
Knives Out is amazing. Knives Out is like, if Edgar Wright made a mystery, I mean, he kind of did do a whodunit specifically with Hot Fuzz. But if he did it, it'd probably be this, but it'd actually be more smart than it is right now. This doesn't have the thing where it's shoving its head up his own ass. It's only metatextual in that we understand it's a mystery movie that like understands what a mystery movie is, but it's not making a bunch of references to like other stuff. It's not like you can follow the plot, like it follows like a main character. Like you saying it's too smart for its own good. I disagree. I also think it was pretty funny. Yeah, somebody didn't mention was the performances in Knives Out. I mean, you have like veterans. You have Jamie Lee Curtis. You have Don Johnson. You have Michael Shannon. You have Chris Evans. Not, I don't know if you call him a veteran, but he's not a rookie cuck
absolutely.
either.
He's definitely a veteran.
You think he's a veteran? No, that's fair. That's fair.
He's
So,
been in
but
the
he's
movie
not
industry
Jamie
for
Lee
how
Curtis
long?
or
All right, yeah, he's not for sure, but he's been doing this for like what, 20 years now?
he's been doing it for a minute. And then you have
When do you
the
become a veteran? Sorry to cut you off. When do you become a veteran, man?
you know you got to ask for that.
Like it's like when are you allowed to give advice, Stokes? Like you need to be making comments for 20 years to be a veteran?
3 Kickstarter campaigns. No, but and then you had the up and comers. You had the chick from 13 Reasons Why, and then you had old boy from Stranger Things, I think. And you know, they weren't huge parts of the movie, but they were let me pull the cast real quick. Let me pull the cast because I'm let me see. Sorry. L content.
L content. Oh, that's why you're Luigi, buddy. We gotta get you
Nah,
that
shut
hat.
the fuck up. No, okay. So it had Daniel
head,
Craig. Daniel Craig was amazing, right? So you have Daniel Craig, who was fantastic. You had Don Johnson, Tony Collette, who's amazing. Lakeith Steinfeld, like, is incredible. Christopher Plummer, like, it's just such a big cast, and for the most part, they all feel utilized really well. Like they all feel like they belong. They wrote something good for them, and if not, they're barely in there. You know what I'm saying? Like the 13 Reasons Why chick doesn't get much, and then old boy from Stranger Things doesn't get a lot of. He doesn't get a lot of spins. But like I think that's one thing is the characters and the performances were incredible. Like I don't know how anybody could argue against that, and the interactions, how they play off each other was phenomenal.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, performances are top tier, but these are top tier actors. So anything less would be a disappointment. So moving on to Glass Onion, or Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery.
Yeah, that's interesting too.
What are your thoughts? I know you're pro Glass Onion, so we'll let you give it the pro argument.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it again. Like all the things I said about Knives Out, I would say again. It keeps me on my toes. It's interesting. It's pretty. I mean, it's not the funniest movie. Like, it's not like it's not a gut buster, but it's like lightly funny. The characters are playing off each other well. It's subversive without being like tedious. I think so. I think it was really good. I would definitely say it's gas.
What would you're giving it a gas?
If it's gas or mid, I'm saying gas for sure.
All right. So I would say I have three gripes with Glass Onion. Okay. So number one is, which I've already mentioned before, it's too obvious, right? We know from the very beginning what's going on. And I know that's the point of it, but it's also not the point of the movie, right? It's also trying to lead you away from the obvious. So that's number one. Number two, I would say it's too much like Knives Out in that same breath. Like both of them are obvious movies. Both of them, like I didn't really ask for Glass Onion, right? Knives Out was welcome, but I didn't ask for Glass Onion, and it honestly could have stayed as a spec script, honestly. And number three, subversion for its own sake is bad. And we've learned this multiple times already. You don't need to subvert people to that extent. Subversion just mean when people want subversion, we just don't want cliches, but that doesn't mean you need to go out of your way to make people either feel dumb or be like, oh man, how did I not see that? Or just to completely throw them on a completely different tangent than anyone would have expected from a storyline. I don't think that's good storytelling. And yeah, I think if it's between gas or mid, Glass Onion is a mid. Glass Onion's mid.
Nah, here's what I will say. Like I said, I kind of just throw my hands back. It's like a roller coaster ride for me. It's like how people describe Marvel movies. Like I'm just gonna sit back and have fun. I'm not thinking about it that hard. And again, I do think to an extent they did kind of lean into that of like, yeah, it's kind of when you think about it, it's kind of odd. Like everything was like, okay, this is really obvious. But again, I think okay, and then here's why I struggled with is this better than Knives Out like a bunch. Like, and I thought about it and I'm like, sometimes more is more. You know what I'm saying? Like Knives Out had the bigger cast. While Catherine Hahn, while David Bautista, while Edward Norton, Daniel Craig is still here. They are phenomenal. They are phenomenal talents, but it's just more. It's just more in the original cast. Like Anna de Armas is amazing. Chris Evans is amazing. We said it. We said it already. It had like double the size of the cast, and it had more money. Shane was just talking about like the cinematography, and I forgot that Knives Out was filmed beautifully. That is a beautiful. Yeah, there we go. That's a beautiful movie, and you could just look at it and tell the money was not there for Glass. Not that it looks bad, but it just doesn't have that like budget or production value that Knives Out had. Which you know what, when you're talking about like money doesn't make everything, but when you're talking about two good movies, which I think these are, like, well, I'd say a good movie and a great movie. Sometimes the defining factor is budget and just scope.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot to take in and to take into account. And I mean, for what it is, I think Glass Onion is an enjoyable watch. I don't think it's like terrible, but
I can't tell.
I definitely, I mean, I just wouldn't watch it again. But at this point, if they were to hit us with a third one and really reveal the truth behind Daniel Craig's character, which I am assuming is what's coming next, I definitely tune in. So we're just clip farming, dude. We're clip farming.
Why do you say a little inside baseball?
I mean, they're not gonna. I mean, if you see the clip, you're probably not gonna see this part, you know. So
I would hope not.
Yeah, right.
I would hope not.
The clip. Nah,
yeah, I think
I'm content pilled, dude.
The way that I would say one thing, and Janelle Monáe is a phenomenal actress, but
yeah,
I'm like, how the fuck does Daniel Craig have a better Southern accent than Janelle Monáe? Like, what is going on here? Like, her shit was like, I was like, yo, come on, Ryan.
Yeah.
And then I will say it does get a little ridiculous. The climax, like the action that happens, and then kind of in the middle, it has a plot device that even in a satirical kind of like comedy is still hard to buy. It's still a little, and then what happens to that character, it's like, all right, bro, this is too. I know Knives Out had a lot of goofy shit in it, but like, yo, this is almost too far. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, without spoil. Oh wait, is this spoiler free or? Is this without spoilers?
There's two people in the fucking chat. Fuck it.
With or without spoilers, I think it's just like they use a plot device to like get a certain like story reveal, and it would have been better if they just like started it off that way, like instead of trying to like keep us like this mystery from us. If they just showed it from the very beginning and we follow that storyline from the very beginning, I think it would have been a lot better. I mean, overall, decent, but it definitely could have been improved. But I mean, you can also read the screenplay, and I think as a screenplay, yeah, I mean, you can see it being really strong. And this just goes to show you that when it comes to writing, things are just different on the page than when they actually come to fruition, when you actually create them, right? And we know that very intimately from making comic books. You can write a scene, and when it comes out in the art, it just reads different, it looks different. However your artist interpreted it, you just get something different, maybe slightly, maybe very different from what you've written, and you have to adapt to that, and you have to either, you know, and find ways to make it work, or things that you have to change, and ways that you have to improve at dictating how things go in your actual script, and you just improve that way. But at the very end of the day, something can be a really awesome script, but when you actually see it, it might not hit as well, or other way around. You might have written something that's like, I don't know, and then you see the pages and you're like, holy shit, this thing rocks. So
I think the act of having a good script raises the floor for a movie. For like sure. Like I think that's one thing that's like the most consistent. Like you can have a good script with a bad director, you know what I'm saying? But like if you have good characters, like good story flow, good story, good dialogue, like that's to me better than mid. Like that's above mid. And then when you add in the performances, which did you like the performances?
Yeah, of course.
I think it's fun. Like it's just these are just fun. Like they get together, you learn the characters. There also, what I thought this movie did better than, well, not better than Knives Out, but there was a really palpable tension where it was kind of slow, but it was also building up tension. Like it felt like you knew it was coming, but you didn't know how. And there's this really cool plot device where they have the Mona Lisa, excuse me, and the glass would shut, and it was like this great. Anytime you have like that's not a motif. Is that a motif? It's an audio motif. And anytime you have like a loud audio motif that permeates a tense scene, it just makes it's gas. So I feel like you're describing not a gas movie, but definitely not a mid movie for sure.
Well, what's in between gas and mid?
In this scale, nothing. But
and nothing. You can be one or the other, dude.
Gas over mid if they have a good script.
I think something that's the most
important thing.
Okay, I think I would actually argue against that, only because yes, you need a good script, but as you said, you need a good director, you need a good cast. Like a movie
That's not what I said.
You said if you want, like, you can have a mid director and you can have somebody play it back.
It's live.
Play back in the live. But regardless, I think you could either have like you can have a good script and a bad director. You can have a bad director and a good script, and one can elevate the other. I'm just saying that the end product of a movie is more than just what the screenwriter wrote. You know, it's
That's fair.
Combination of multiple things. So, like, yes, you need a good script, but there's other things that go into like something being like at the pinnacle, just being good, you know, or being mid. You know, you can have a good script and all these other things be mid, or just this culmination of all of them could just not add up to something that's amazing, right? Do you want to move on to some Last Jedi talk?
Hey, Ignicio. No, I would say onto your point though. Like I said, I feel like the most important thing is the script. Generally speaking, like a bad movie, or excuse me, a bad script with a good director is like, people will say it doesn't live up to its expectations. Like people will say it could have been better, but it's rare that you would say it the opposite. If the dialogue is good and everything, that's what I feel as if that's the biggest floor raiser. And of course, like I'm trying to think. It's also like that. You know, the argument that I hate this fucking argument that like even when pizza's bad, it's good. When it's like, no, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Right. Yeah.
Like
there's definitely bad pizza.
If you had a piece of pizza that tastes good, it's a good slice of pizza. But like the idea of like there's a certain floor, pizza has a higher floor than fucking, I don't know, like foie gras or some shit. Like
okay,
the script raises the floor. That's what I would say.
For sure. I'll definitely co-sign on that. I think a good script can definitely raise the floor to but only to an extent, you know. Only to an extent.
From a screenwriter, that's crazy.
Only to an extent. I mean, I think that's something that we like as screenwriters, if you want to be a screenwriter as well. We don't have full control over what your actual end product looks like. So, I mean, unlike as a comic creator, that's a little bit different, right? We see it from the very beginning to the very end. We need to have our hands on the entire thing.
Before you hop to the Last Jedi thing,
yeah.
There was this conversation. How do you feel about people that make comics as like what is storyboard for movies,
or like a pitch for movies, or like a stepping stone?
Yeah, basically look at like a stepping stone.
I think I'm fine with it. I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, like I don't think that makes you less of a comic creator if you want your IP to become a movie one day or to become a TV show or something. I mean, that's where all the real money is, right? So I don't think that's crazy. It would be insane I'm not going to say it's insane, but I'm going to say it's a little much to be like, you're not a comic creator, or you're not respecting comic books because you just want to sell something at the end of the day. Like, you can still want both things, right? So I would say like I'm totally fine with it. Like, do you like and I'm not here to gatekeep. I'm not here to keep people from being able to do one thing or the other, like just because I want it. Like I would still make comic books regardless because I love the control and I love the whole process and I love like the combination of working with artists and seeing it all come to fruition in the process. Like I would still make comics even if I didn't have to make comics, or if I did, like I would still be doing it because I'm really into it. But like that's doesn't mean I should be able to go up to somebody and be like, no, you are not a comic book creator because you want to just sell your shit, you know, like because I would also like to sell something. I usually just keep it separate though. Like I write like screenplays and scripts and pilots that are completely different from comic books that I make, right? Like which you know, like I have scripts on this, like I just write other shit like that I don't necessarily want to make, right? Like I make the stories that I want to make and show people, and then eventually kickstart, right? Um, so yeah, I mean, but how do you feel about that, Stokes?
I no, because I just set you up, bro.
Damn, you
You
got me
just had more
canceled.
success than me. You hit 200 pre-launch followers. So out of spite, I just set you up. No, I think there's nuance to it, and I think the nuance is gone a lot of times. I would have a problem with using like retroactively using your comic as a storyboard. I don't have a problem with. That's fine. But you do get the sense from some people that comics is like it being a stepping stone specifically to film is kind of fucked up to me. I feel like you should just make the best comic book possible. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you should focus on making a comic book. And then if something happens after that, then you know that's a happy accident. But you do get the sense from certain creators that yeah, you wanted to make a movie. This is like the pitch for a movie. You're just doing a storyboard. I think like I'm also a screenwriter, a superior screenwriter, and I have such a huge love for the medium. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not to me, it's not a stepping stone. This is a stepping stone for life, you know, like just in general, but it's not like, damn, I can't wait to stop making these fucking comic books so I can make a movie. Like I'm like you. I would love to do both. You know what I'm saying? Like I would love to direct Knives Out 3 and then drop Intrusive Thoughts like the next week. Like I want to do both. You know what I'm saying? But as long as you have respect for the medium, what's it matter? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I agree.
what's
Like
the issue?
if you respect the medium, but also like the chances that your movie is gonna get made is so low. Like why am I gonna be like, no, like this isn't, you're not respecting comic books because you wanted to make a movie but you couldn't. Like most people in life aren't gonna make a movie. Like
Yeah.
you know, like what's the percentage of people that make a movie or make a movie that people see? Like probably probably less than 1%, I would think, right?
No,
So
definitively less than that.
right, so it's like the other 99% of people, like go ahead, make your comic book that could have been a movie because it's probably not going to become a movie, and that's okay. Like and maybe now you're gonna love comic books because you realize that like, hey, I do have control over my destiny and I can make my own work and put it out there and make fans and start to actually grow like an audience for yourself and not for some sort of not for a studio. um and obviously that eventually that would be nice, right? After becoming undeniable in comics, but it's definitely, you know, a moonshot, and you have to people, you know, we all have to be okay with that, and you know, realize that comic books is the one of the only artistic mediums where you can really just go
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think you just need respect for the medium. You
for
know what I'm
sure.
saying? That's it. Like that's honestly it. Um, because you know if you don't, and I think it shows. I think it shows sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? We can leave it
Definitely.
at that.
Definitely. But as we know, there's a lot that goes into comic books. So sometimes it could just be an experience or working with somebody that you might not gel with. There's a lot of things that go into maybe a subpar comic book. But when it comes to respecting mediums or respecting stories or respecting lore and fan expectations, I think this is a quick segue to The Last Jedi, as we've just been talking about Mr. Rian Johnson. Stokes, do you want to get your thoughts in on The Last Jedi?
I think The Last Jedi is the best of the sequel trilogy. And it's like that's not a compliment to The Last Jedi. I just truthfully hate Force Awakens. Like I hate the Force Awakens as an idea. Like we're just gonna make the same movie, you know, the same beats. And the funny thing is, I watched in anticipation for Force Awakens. I watched A New Hope like that week or something like that, and it was the worst decision I could have made. Cause I'm like, I literally just saw this movie. It's the same exact beats, and then Last Skywalker's a piece of shit. That movie's trash. So I think it's the best. I think it's the best one, and it's the most interesting one, certainly.
That's crazy. My mouth was like, I was like, holy shit when he said that, but we had you full screen. No, that's crazy talk. That's actual cap.
Come on,
I'm
bro.
gonna say that The Last Jedi is easily the worst of the three movies, and that's after seeing Rise of Skywalker, which is definitely cheeks. Like that movie is not good. That movie is buns, but The Last Jedi is almost insulting if you had any hopes for the sequel saga to be any good. And let's just remember to never do that again. And it goes back to subverting expectations. You cannot subvert people that much. Okay, give us a little bit of what we want, right? Especially when you're setting up for like a classic story. And I agree that The Force Awakens is very much like previous movies in the franchise, but it's just using that classic structure, that classic hero's journey. And I still think it's the best one. It has all the expectation in the world. It has all the hopes, like a brand new newborn child. You're like, oh man, the potential here. We could get some really good shit. And no, that was all flushed down the toilet, and then taken to a gambling planet and gambled away. Yeah, that's how I feel about The Last Jedi, man. It was no bueno, no bueno indeed.
I think that really whatever bad you can say about Last Jedi is a result of Force Awakens, because Force Awakens came out and some people were like, "Whoa, this is you know," and a lot of us were like, I just saw this movie, like this is a rehash." So then, also J.J. Abrams has no plan. He doesn't have a hard plan to get these movies done. I don't even remember why did he not direct the other Star Wars movies? Was he working on something?
I'm not sure, but I feel like you could definitely see, even if it wasn't completely planned, you could definitely see easy layup story arcs being set up.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
kind of, but only in the most vague sense. Rogue One is amazing.
Rogue One is good. I would agree though that I'm a little Star Wars out. I can fuck with a little Mandalorian, but
Ugh.
I don't know.
What?
You don't fuck with the Mandalorian?
That
I
shit
can
is
fuck with the
mid.
Mandalorian.
That shit is mid. That shit is stepped on.
So you know what? I'm not gonna push back on that because I can agree that it's not the toppest of tier shows, but I can enjoy a little bit of Mandalorian here and there. But I think Obi-Wan was not good and redeemed by only one fight. And I've heard Andor is good, but have not been able to get past the second episode. So I mean, it's more things that we didn't really ask for, though. You know what I mean? Like, give me some new shit. I don't really need to. I agree with Ignacio. Great setting, great potential, but most of the stories are not good, and we can just move on. You know what I mean? Like, if we're not telling anything really like new, like pushing in, like doing like maybe High Republic stuff like they're doing in the comics, or going into the future and giving us something really new and fresh, then I'm like ready to shelve it and give us some new stuff to work on. And quick segue now to bring on our guest that we have in the back. Special Agent Julio has decided to make a return. Mr. Julio, I'm about to add you to the stream.
From satellite phone from the Middle East, CIA agent Julio.
Yo, what's up? Yeah, I was actually gonna agree with you guys. I'm so just burnt out on Star Wars. Good lord.
Yeah,
definitely. Do you have any Last Jedi sequel saga takes to get in?
Actually like the Force. The first one is Force Awakens, right?
Yeah.
See, I actually didn't mind that one. Loved Rogue One. Everything else is pure ass. So, yeah.
Julio, you work for the CIA. So how do you feel about the Republic? Because you work for a fascist establishment. How do you feel about the Republic?
Bro, I don't know why they lose every single time. Like these motherfuckers are trash. They need to hire me. Like they need to put me up there to put that real work in. But yeah, it's disappointing every time I see a Star Wars movie because the good guys lose every time.
I said the Empire.
Damn, Special Agent Julio is an op.
he's definitely he's done so many assassinations of government leaders. But hey,
unalivements.
Yeah, no, Andor is pretty good, and then Rogue One is good. But I mean, to me, it's kind of like pick your poison. Do you want the derivative movie? Do you want the sloppy, trying to overdo too much movie, or do you want like whatever the I hope we can all agree that like what was that last movie called? The Skywalker Awakens or whatever. Fuck.
The Last Skywalker.
No, The Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker.
I think so.
Whatever. That's
we gotta look that up.
Yeah, it's the Rise of Skywalker.
That movie's trash, bro. Like that movie is
buns.
Dog shit, and it's like the worst of both. Like if you take the rush, the lore and pacing of The Last Jedi, and then the redundantness of Force Awakens, and then like it's ass, yo. Like I fucking hate that. I think like. This is I just think Last Jedi it's my kind of ass, like it's ambitious and it tries really hard. So like I'll give it that.
Okay. All right. That's fair. I think I would just appreciate it if we already were set up for some classic shit. Just give us the classic shit. You don't need to make us feel like, damn, why did I waste my time, but hey, speaking of wasting time, we got a tier list to make, Mr. Stokes and Special Agent Julio, for a little thing called Phase 4 of Marvel. We're gonna get all the spicy takes in. We're clip farming boys. So we got a bunch of content. We're content pilled, everybody. So we need to get these clips in. We got a bunch of things to react on and give our takes on. So the first thing we got to do in a good tier list is rename the tiers. Okay. So obviously top tier is gas and bottom tier is trash. All right.
I think we have some room.
How are we going to fill in these three? Special Agent Julio, you got
we got to put mid has to be C, right?
Oh shit. You're right 100%. All right, this is mid plus, I think. Where it's like
don't say mid. Listen, gas, fire.
The gas is better than fire. All right, gas, fire,
Yo, gas is that shit. I will go to jail.
I bet.
I will go to jail for this. Like if I get caught with this on me, I'm doing 15. I'm doing thugger numbers.
Damn.
Gas is the shit we flood inner city communities with.
Sheesh. All right. I think we got a good. I think this is it. All right. So let's start off with the last thing to come out. Let's start off with Black Panther. Where are we putting Black Panther? Before we tier it, I think we should let everybody give their takes. Stokes, you made a face. How do you feel about Black Panther, buddy?
No, because I'm just like, I know where that shit is going, and we're just starting out with the hot takes. So I'm just laughing. I'm just like, ugh. Do you want to talk about Phase 4 as a whole, or do you want to do that afterwards?
Let's do Phase 4 as a whole afterwards. Give our final closing thoughts on it. But for now, hit us with your Black Panther talk, mate. All right. I mean, I could give mine if you want me to go first.
Go ahead. I'm still thinking.
All right. I'm going to say Black Panther 2 was the best movie of Phase 4. Not saying much with that, but I think it was the most beautiful. I think maybe it had some less than stellar animation CGI moments, but I think overall it looked nice. It sounded nice. And it delivered. I think, are we going to get into recast T'Challa? I don't know, but I think for what it was, it did what it needed to do, and I was happy with it. I mean, if we're gonna go with final rankings, and truly, it's like an I, but for me, I'd probably put it closer to Fire, just in relativeness to the rest of Phase 4.
No, he ain't doing no relative shit, bro. That shit going in.
Yeah, I think that's fair though, because we're doing it. It's the tier list of Phase 4, so we have to. Everything has to be relative to the products they released in this time frame.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Otherwise, we're gonna get zero gas. I don't know.
There's nothing gas about this phase.
Yeah, I mean, spoiler. But Stokes, give us or Julio, you got some Black Panther talk for us?
I agree with you, man. I don't know if it's the best, but it's one of the better ones of the Phase 4 for sure.
For sure, Stokes.
I think the movie has a lot going for it. That's it has. Oh no, I know what I have to say. There are 4 things that make this movie watchable. Lolita Wright, I hope I'm saying her name wrong. Right, excuse me. Tina Horta, I'm tired. I hope I'm saying his name right. Ludwig, and costume and set design. Anything like hair and costume. Without one of those 4, this movie's unwatchable.
Unwatchable. Damn. That's a take, man.
Yeah, there's just like
fair.
There's just like so much. There's so much movie here, and there's like it's long as shit. It's a 2.5-hour movie. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, I think all these movies are pretty goddamn long. Let's be real.
Yeah, no, for sure.
None of these movies are short.
This is also very acidic. This is also very like heavy. It's going all right. It's I for me. It's giving I.
All right, it's giving I. So I guess we're moving. How are we feeling about I? I think we're in consensus on that one being I.
Let's be preliminary.
All right, I'm down to potentially re-tier it. All right, Stokes, you have famously said that Black Widow might be the best movie in Phase 4. Give us rehash your opinion on Black Widow for us.
I think this had what some of the other some of the other properties were missing, which was heart, and that is something that Black Panther 2 has, and a couple of the other Disney Plus shows have, but the other movies, the movies don't.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Black Widow is probably one of my least favorites. I'm not going to say much more than that, but Special Agent, how you feeling?
See, I think in hindsight, it's actually one of the stronger ones.
Damn. I mean, Stokes was saying the same thing. I mean, so we're how would you guys feel it? Where are we on the tier list? You know, are we gas? Are we gas with Black Widow?
Nah, that shit is alright.
That shit is I mean, we got Black Widow is ass. I might have to second on that one. How do you feel, Stokes? It's just not captivating to me, and that's like purely subjective. But I think the same, like all these movies are the same, and there's just something. There's that something about it that makes it good, you know. I mean, this isn't the best, most in-depth review of Black Widow for me, but I would say it's just not hitting for me. It's just not hitting.
All right.
We're hitting with I. All right, let's go. Eternals. Who wants to give their Eternals take?
Trash. Hot trash.
Spicy trash. Like maybe the hottest trash. Like that shit hurt coming out. Like that was not fun. That was rough. That was
like a brick of coke that was like 50% plaster.
50%.
Yeah, like 50% drywall.
Damn.
Yeah. Still a fucking echo. I understand.
I think we're putting
Yeah, no, this is
Eternals
trash.
in
This
trash.
movie is
This
absolute
easy
trash.
trash. Easy trash. I don't even think we really need to discuss it too tough. There are some that I think we'll get a little bit spicier on. Let's do a Disney Plus show. How are we feeling about WandaVision?
Sigh.
Julio.
Mid. I could get
Mid.
through it.
Mid couldn't get through it. I thought it was kind of fire, dude. Is that crazy? Am I crazy for liking WandaVision? All right, let me give you my reason for why I like WandaVision. WandaVision is creative. It is the most creative of any of these shows. And it plays it serious. It's we get good performances, I feel like. And it was fun. And I mean, maybe it doesn't set up properly for Doctor Strange 2, but just what we got, I thought it was an interesting and different take on what could have been. And I feel like if more shows were like WandaVision, I feel like we would have had a better Phase 4 Disney Plus series. But maybe I'm
Here's
crazy.
what I would say. Here's what I would say. I'm so tired. What the fuck were we talking about? Oh, WandaVision. WandaVision had a lot going for it, but I feel like it tails off. The execution blew it, in my opinion. So I would say, I would say, go fire.
That was the most reluctant fire. That was like, fire. I mean, Julio was giving it a mid. Do we average it to an I, or are we overriding Special Agent with a 2 out of 3?
It's I
think it's I. Not everything can be I, but I guess we can.
Yeah, no, I think it balances out. That's like
everything
average.
Can be I.
All right, everything can be I. You know, that's fair. That's fair. We don't juice these. You know. Let's hit up another one. Loki. How are we feeling about Loki?
It's I.
It's I want to. Yo, Loki was gas. Loki was gas. Am I crazy? Am I crazy for thinking Loki was gas? It was the only thing. All right, I'm going to tell you why Loki was good. All right.
Okay.
Loki was one of the only TV shows. Loki was one of the only TV shows that we got, or that really connected to this grander narrative that they're building in Phase 5 and Phase 6. That's like the good thing about Marvel movies, and that's the good thing about all this different content that we're getting and having it all being connected, is that connection mattering and meaning something to the people watching it, so that when you do spend an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, like out of your life, 6 hours, 8 hours with a television show, out of your life to watch something and to dedicate to it and to like go out of your way to see it, and it not having any sort of bearing on what's going on the overarching storyline, it's kind of disheartening, and it kind of feels like you're wasting your time a little bit. Loki is the only thing that made you feel like, oh shit, Kang is coming, dude. We have something that's really being built up. And that's what I always enjoyed about Marvel movies. After you see the Avengers and you see Thanos in the after credit scene, that shit is like, oh my god, we're finally getting the Infinity War on the big screen. Like, this is amazing. Like, yo, we're about to get like Kang, we're about to get Secret Invasion. Like, these are or Secret War. We're about to get a lot of stuff. Like, that's really interesting to see finally on the big screen. So that's why I would say that Loki's a gas. Maybe I'm crazy, but I'd like to hear what you guys feel about Loki.
See, but is it the quality of the show itself that you're excited about, or is it just the fact that it's building up to something else? Is that why you like it, or do you actually like it because it's well written, it's well acted, like all the other elements involved with making a good TV show? Because I feel like, and that's been the biggest issue with Phase 4, is that the reason people are excited about it is mostly because of just who's either coming back or what it's setting up, rather than the actual quality of the work.
I would say that I honestly thought it was well acted. I thought it was well written. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun, and I think the thing that elevates it is that connectivity. I thought baseline it was an enjoyable show, and the fact that it gave me that Marvel hit is is why I would put it in gas. But maybe I'm crazy, and maybe Piper's right. Does everything really need to be connected? I personally would say, yeah, that's like the sales pitch of the Marvel universe, that everything is connected, like the MCU. But maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm just Marvel pilled. Antoinito says, "Nah, Loki was sick AF." I think I agree with you, buddy. Stokes, how do you feel?
I think Julio's right in that. So Piper said, does everything in MCU need to be connected? And the answer is no. But the problem is that everything is so mid that we're looking for a reason to continue watching. So for me, things can be separated. Like I said, I liked Black Widow. Black Widow, I enjoy it. I enjoyed it a lot. You know what I'm saying? That was pretty much its own little thing. I like Shang-Chi. I thought that was one of the better ones. You know what I'm saying? Eternals, I didn't hate it, but it was mid. It was trash. So it's like the connectivity is it. What used to be MCU movie was you sit down, you got an experience that worked on its own, and then the internet connectivity was like a whipped cream and a cherry on top. But now the stories are the movies themselves aren't very good, so you're looking for the connectivity for something like just something to watch.
Yeah, actually, just dude. I thought no, Eternals is worse than mid. Eternals deserves a trash spot. I remember I went to see that shit. I was high as fuck. It was Thanksgiving. I had a slice of gas station pizza because I didn't have no Thanksgiving dinner, so I was already hot, bro. I literally sat there and I couldn't believe at just how poorly written and just how poorly thought out this entire project was. And then they had not arguably, they objectively had the best cast out of all of these projects in this film, and they used it to absolutely none of its strengths. So, yeah, you set me off when you said Eternals. I got triggered. I had a flashback. Had to pop in with that.
I agree. It's not very good. But yeah, honestly, I'm gonna keep it 100. If the Captain America 4 comes out and we're at least sort of fucking with the events that happen in Eternals, I'll like Eternals a little bit more just because of that fact. It'll still be trash. But I also think Eternals, there is a good movie there, and I feel like it's the victim of bad editing and bad cutting, because if you tell it in a different order, I don't think it's as bad as it is. I really think a lot of the dislike for it is just like how weird this actual plot structure makes you feel, because it doesn't really, it's not well structured in comparison to a movie like Knives Out or even Glass Onion that maybe might not be, super top tier, but like they have strong structures, and so that they can still be enjoyable because of that baseline like you were talking about, Stokes. So I mean, where are we putting Loki, boys?
Loki cannot be above, like, all right, let's it's a 1 through 5 ranking system, right? Essentially. I'm giving that shit a 2.
A 2. All right. Julio, what are you giving it?
Yeah, I'll probably say midi pack.
So
midi pack.
So it's got 4.
I'm giving, I mean, so here we go.
I'm doing the math. So that's 4, and you're saying it's gas, so that's 9.
Yeah.
What's 5? What's 9?
That's another all right, I think.
That's all right. Yeah, exactly.
Because it's not mind blowing. It's not great, but
it's crazy.
You guys don't think it's terrible either, so.
Right. I'm
Let me say what I don't like about Loki is the premise doesn't make sense. Like the world building doesn't make sense. It's like it's so complicated. It's like we can jump from any point in time, but there's a time limit. Like it doesn't make any fucking sense. Like if I can travel through time, why do I need to jump at a specific point to avoid an event? How come it can only happen one time? It doesn't. This should be really like. What was that movie with Jake Gyllenhaal on the train? MCU phase. Yeah, facts. What was the Jake Gyllenhaal train movie?
I'm not sure.
Source Code, where it's like, okay, we have to go. We can travel through time. We can travel through time. So in space. So really, we should have multiple cracks at this specific event, because if we fail, we can start over. The logistics don't make any sense. The It was just mid, like it was just mid. Like I don't know, I didn't like the writing, the dialogue was not that good. The jokes weren't that good. And then they have Kang show up, and they have this wonderful actor, Jonathan Mayers, and he's acting like fucking Willy Wonka. It's the worst performance I've seen from him. It's the worst performance. He's like, I've got a script.
Bro, no, I think he's overacting that way because the script is so light. Like he has to give it some sort of flavor. So
No,
he has to like do
that
that goofy shit.
He's doing that so that when he shows up in Ant-Man 3, it's like, oh my God, the range of Jonathan Mayers. Like, nah, fuck that. Nah, that shit. I is generous with that lame ass scene.
Damn. I mean, I'm surprised how they use that version of Kang, and how they portrayed him. They didn't even like really age him up. Would have been interesting. But I do think that they will set up that. I mean, obviously they're setting up the contrast of what Quantumania will be like. But I think that's interesting. I'm here for it. I think that's going to be fun to see, honestly, to actually be sort of afraid of Kang. Maybe. I mean, the contrast will be interesting. And it'll be cool to see when they finally meet each other on screen, the different versions of Kang. But that's just me. Let's move on to Shang-Chi. I know you mentioned it in your little rant, my guy. So where are we putting Shang-Chi?
I'm gonna say fire, but it's a tentative fire. Like I think what Shang-Chi does really well is it has some of that heart. It has a plot that you can follow. It stands on its own. Like it's entertaining on it in its own right. It has like three of the best. That action scene on the bus and that action scene where they're fighting like the scaffolding is one of the best scenes. They captured that kung fu like element beautifully. Sam Liu is not the best actor in terms of like believability, but he has a charisma. You know what I'm saying? Like I would dare say Jackie Chan doesn't. And the reason why I'm saying that is because of the kung fu. But I don't think Jackie Chan has the best. Well, let me pivot. Like I don't think Jean-Claude Van Damme is the best like believable actor, but the physicality and the charisma is like irreplicable.
Julio, you want to hop in?
Man, I'm really not doing a bid here, but I think it's only like I leaning to mid. I think that it had the strong action sequence, but other than that, like okay, charismatic leading man, okay, that's cool. The end of the film is terrible. Like it literally falls apart. The costume design, I think, is incredibly lazy. It's not creative at all, especially coming off Black Panther in the previous phase. And then, bro, yes, exactly as Piper522 points out, Awkwafina is what? Oh, actually, I'm in disagreement. I thought Awkwafina was terrible. I thought she was one of the worst parts of the film. She was literally there for no reason other than to be annoying. So the positives aside, I don't think it does enough to warrant it being fire, in my opinion.
The problem with Awkwafina is that they're using her sparingly and they focus on their relationship. And I agree. And then they give her a bow and arrow. Why the fuck is Awkwafina meeting Bruce Banner? Like, that's the problem. It's like they had a good balance and then they fucked it up. Like, I feel like all these MCU movies have like the annoying sidekick. Except Black Widow, I guess Black Panther too. But like you look at like Spider-Man, you know what I'm saying? You look at Eternals, they had the annoying sidekick. It was just like, bro, can we get a fucking break with this, bro? You write some actual, like the MCU used to be funny because they had witty dialogue and really charismatic actors. And it had satire, and now it's just like, let's get a guy to say a silly thing. And it's really unfortunate that the writing has fallen off. And that's not, in so much of the defense of phase 4 is, oh, you're just getting started. I don't know how the fuck you just get started after 25 fucking movies, but sure. But that's the disillusion of MCU dialogue is the real problem. That is the core problem. If you fix that, all of these movies are better. They have better characterization, they have more focus, and you can get rid of these damn side characters and subplots that are meant to be funny, but don't do anything for it.
Yeah, I mean, I could get behind that. So if we add it all up, I think we're at fire. I mean, my opinion. I enjoyed Shang-Chi. It's nothing special, but it does it sincerely, and it's something a little bit different. So I would put it at fire.
2 out of 3.
Might be closer to one of my favorite movies in the
See,
phase.
I would actually. This is just my personal opinion. I'm not calling for this, but I would switch Black Panther with Shang-Chi. To be honest, if we don't want to stack out, I would switch Black Panther with Shang-Chi for sure.
I'm
We
fine
could
with
stack
I.
out. Yeah, we could stack out. If everything's alright, everything's alright, as we said.
That's been the move for the. That's what the phase 4 has been. And honestly, we are being a little bit generous. Like we should probably. We got some shit coming that's gonna be mid. Like it's on the way. Like
yeah, there's some. There's one that I want to save for last because that one's gonna get a little hectic. I think.
Yeah, I've looked into 14 million futures, and all of them are mid.
All right, so how did we feel about the latest Thor movie? I'm gonna start off and say I thought that was trash. I thought that was trash. Is that crazy? I thought it was better than Eternals, but that was buns.
I would say it's
all right. I agree, it's better than Eternals, but nah, that shit was a 2-pack of ass for sure.
Yeah, that was not a good movie, yo. That was and the performances weren't very good. Like Natalie Portman did not want to be there.
You think so?
Yeah, she would not.
No, she came for the check.
Too enthusiastic. I thought she was like trying too hard, where she was coming up with catchphrase. Mid. Nah, I was going to say, all right, it's mid. Y'all can put it in trash. I'm thinking about her doing catchphrases and shit. Nah, fucking.
Yeah, no, that one. I can see the argument for mid, but I think that one might be trash for me.
This blunt got pesticides in it. This shit.
Yeah.
This shit sucks.
Yo, that's crazy. Yeah,
shit trash.
All right, how do we feel about What If?
Gas. What I smoke.
Gas.
Yes.
All right, give us the argument.
I have to stay out of it because I haven't seen it, but I've heard only good things about it.
So, like the MCU movies were the TV shows. What was Phase 4 supposed to be is the Phase 4 movies are going to be safer, more family entertainment, and then the TV shows are going to break out and be more weird, more edgy, or whatever. And the only show that has delivered on that is What If. You know what I'm saying? Moon Knight is. We'll get to Moon Knight. Like all this other stuff is mid to me. Like I don't think Loki. I think Loki was okay, but What If delivered? And whatever you could say bad about What If, it's an anthology. It's hit or miss regardless. Every anthology is going to be hit or miss. So I feel like this is the one thing, along with something other, I'll say what I think was fire. But this is it. This is fire. This delivered. This did what it was supposed to do.
Yeah, I'm not going to complain on that one. I'm going to give it a gas as well. It was creative, it was inventive, and it also was using the medium of animation to like its fullest, you know, even through the storytelling. Definitely a gas. How did we feel about Doctor Strange, boys?
It's all right.
Yeah, I would say but man, that fucking reveal. You guys know what I'm talking about. The Illuminati reveal. I thought that was terrible. Like honestly, just over that scene, I'm leaning towards mid. But if you guys want to level that out to high, I'm fine with it. But man, that all those little reveals. The America Chavez, is that her name? Is that the character?
Yeah.
I thought she was kind of mid. I thought it was very unimaginative. Like, okay, you're in a different universe where red means go and green means stop. Wow, very creative. I mean, I know they were putting in the hours in the writing room for that scene. But I mean, yeah, like,
hey yo,
they got Chris for that shit.
Relax, Luigi, relax.
Yo, even when you look at Everything Everywhere All at Once, or like you look at how creatively they did the multiverse, and that it was just executed so much better. We forgot to mention the Eternals was it's me, Blorko. Remember that shit when Thanos' brother walked through? But this had the other Blorko scene where what's her old girl just pops in, Charlize Theron, my baby, Miss Stokes.
That's my baby, bro. Chill out. I'm dropping dick off. Chill out. She's fine as fuck, bro.
Think I'm using a condom with that?
Yo, relax.
Mask off. No, but she was like an even bigger Blorko. Like it even so the movie, like I have an affinity for I might even lean towards fire but it's because my experience. I don't watch MCU trailers. I saw the teaser for this in Spider-Man, and I thought it was some chick, Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch go through a bunch of multiverses. They run into these popular characters. They run into like Professor X or whatever. And I was dreading that. I was dreading like, let's go to the what's Snyder, the dude who did X-Men. Let's go to the Toby verse. And I was like, I don't want that. And they got it out the way in one scene. I was like, okay, that's cool. So it completely changed. I was surprised. So I'm leaning towards fire. And then you get the It's Me Blorko scene. America Chavez is kind of, you know what? And we talked about Black Panther and why I don't think I would move Black Panther up is Black Panther had Ironheart, and it's the same. That's the annoying sidekick. I forgot. Ironheart, the dialogue is terrible. It's like, y'all from motherfucking Wakanda. It's like, it's so bad.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, yeah.
And it's the same, I think, and it's the same thing they did. They did the same exact shit. She literally steps on an exposition machine. And it's like, my parents who were gay, gotta let everybody know they were gay. They tragically died and they went to a different universe. It's like, yo, this is either brilliant or lazy. So it can't be fire. It cannot be fire with the Blorko scene and the.
No, this is definitely mid.
All right, no, hold on. So, slow down there.
Nah, we taking a vote. I vote mid.
I'm team mid on it. I'm team mid. I'm honestly, I might. Part of me wants to put this in trash, bro.
You can't because I'm saying it's all right.
So I think it might be mid.
It bounces out to mid.
It's just not good. It's got there's something wrong with it. The setup for Scarlet Witch being bad is just not there.
Those two kids are terrible as well. I forgot.
No, oh my, nah, fuck that.
Yeah.
No, you're right. No. Go ahead, put it in mid.
Yeah, this is definitely a mid.
Nah, keep it in mid. Yeah,
this is definitely a mid.
I forgot.
That is not hitting.
No, it's so sad because Sam Raimi and people were saying this is like a horror movie. Shut the fuck up. Have you watched a horror movie? Stop the dick suck. But no, it's a shame that Sam Raimi's direction was wasted on this movie. And even Doctor Strange gets his third eye at the end. It's like a cliffhanger. It's like, oh my God, this is really cool. What does this mean? And then they show you the next scene. It's not a big deal. Yeah.
Wait, can we talk about the CGI of it too? Sorry, Julio,
No,
but the CGI of that shit was trash.
Well, no, you make a great point. I think in this phase, there are shots where the CGI is so bad. Like, it's taken such a nosedive in quality. And I think, honestly, where it started was that Black Panther scene where they're fighting. In the first Black Panther, when they're both fighting in the little vibranium mine, where the CGI is just so bad. I think this inherits some of that. Like, this phase inherits some of those issues.
Definitely. Honestly, if you look at, like, mid 2000, early 2010s, like, CGI, like, it's night and day. And honestly, this might be a little bit of a tangent to Avatar, but that was what I liked about Avatar too. Like, this shit looked beautiful, and we're so, like, we've forgotten how we're in the year 2023. Like, animation can be amazing. CGI can be amazing. It can be
the water scenes in Avatar 2, phenomenal.
That shit's insane. And it's like, we're so deep in the future right now. Like, it's hard to remember because everything moves so fast. But like, and we've been seeing these not good like animations and CGIs from Marvel for so long.
Bro, that CGI dragon in Shang-Chi, yo, get out of here, yo. That shit was Wayne.
I mean, and that's why What If gets to be up here. It's like the quality is top notch here. Everything is top notch, like A tier. Yeah, there's definitely. I don't know if there's. We'll get to that. We'll get to that, Piper. All right, I'm gonna start off with my feelings on this.
Stop right there. Yep. Nope. You're going too high. There's no way this is gas. Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
That shit had stems and seeds in it for sure.
Is this worse than the Eternals? Is this Is this worse than Eternals?
Nah.
Because I would lean towards mid, like than trash. But Eternals, there's not a doubt in my mind. Like even Thor, I'm like, I don't love that it's trash, but like Eternals. There's nobody said anything higher than trash. Like it was no debate. This is mid to me. This is. Ugh. I guess I'll start. It's over. It's boring. The dialogue is bad. The story is boring. The social commentary is this dog shit. Like, it's like there will never be a black Captain America. It's like it's no visual storytelling. It's all like monologues or exposition dumps. I'm trying to figure out what's good about this. You got the worst Avenger as far as acting, Anthony Mackie, Diet Will Smith, and then you got Sebastian Stan, who's like really good generally, but he's not the first guy you would pick out of an Avengers movie to be like a co-star. And then the plot, bro, the plot of like, I need to get money to get my boat fixed, but I'm an Avenger, but like it's the flimsiest fucking story, bro. Oh my god, and oh my god, no, what they did to Julia Louis-Dreyfus, my other baby, the Queen, and they fucked her all. This is the only time I've ever seen her in something where I did not like her and I hated her. This is trash. This is absolute trash. I changed my mind. It's trash. No.
Yeah, no, this is definitely trash. I was not about there's nothing redeeming about this, and this might be the worst TV show. Hulu, you got anything to add before we move on?
Not much, but I remember Ant like just raging about the show, and I had to go watch some of it just to find what he was talking about as far as like the very tired and cynical commentary about him at the bank. Like I could not believe my eyes that like Marvel would actually put this garbage on film. Like really, like that was like one of the most cynical things I've ever seen. But yeah, that shit was trash.
They want to have it both ways, where it's like you expect us to comment on like the snap and like this big purple man came. Like the stakes are too high. Like you have raised the stakes too high. If you're gonna have low stakes, they need to be understandable. They need to be like realistic. And that's why I think Black Widow works, is because the stakes are very clear. It's like this woman is fighting for her family. This motherfucker was just wants a boat. Like it's not
let me drive the boat.
Let me buy the boat. And then yeah, so like we know the real world, like he's an Avenger and he's a special agent in the Air Force. He's not getting a loan for a boat.
Why wasn't it a plane? Why wasn't it why is it a boat?
Because he's from New Orleans, I guess.
But like, I don't know.
It's kind of like, is it like an unknowing commentary? Did it unwillingly comment on like blending to black people, where it's like
he's broke for real? He just broke.
Like, sir, do you see your melatonin? You're not getting this long.
That's crazy. All right, Special Agent Julio, I want you to choose the next one that we do. Which one of these do you have really strong opinions on?
Dude, Moon Knight pissed me off when it first came out, because I'm like, man, we finally have a Hispanic superhero, and they gave this motherfucker a British accent. Because Oscar Isaac he's like Hispanic, he tries to hide that shit. I'm gonna check him when I see him over that, but I just was not impressed by the show at all. I thought it was fucking boring, honestly. Even though Oscar Isaac is a good actor, and also, as we've talked about before, the CGI I thought was pretty bad.
Are you giving it a trash?
See, I'm thinking about giving it trash, but I would say mid, just because it's short. Like, it's only a couple episodes, so it doesn't have as much time to be trash as the other shows.
Stokes, how do you feel about that?
That Joan is mid, and like Oscar, to waste Oscar, you talk about opportunity cost, but it's just wasted potential, and a lot of this is wasted potential. And I think that's what makes What If so good, is that it doesn't waste the potential; it uses all of it. But Eternals, you can look at it and says like has a lot of resources wasted, and this has Oscar Isaac. I would argue is like a top 5 actor working in Hollywood right now. He's amazing, and then it's just bad. And I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. It's just exasperating for all this weak ass. How many times can we say mid? It's not gas.
Yeah, there's apparently a lot of ways to say mid or aight, and we have them all listed right here. Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. It's definitely mid. And I definitely want to take a second, everyone that's watching, if you're not, to make sure to hit the like button and to make sure you're subscribed to Super Comic Book Bros. We appreciate you all being here. It just takes a second. hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and it'll help us a lot in growing this channel and really getting out to new people. Stokes, do you have any strong feelings about these last ones? There's one movie that you already know, the one we're saving for last. So hit up. Give me your Miss Marvel take.
I did not see it.
Did not see Miss Marvel. Julio, did you see Miss Marvel?
Hell no, I did not watch that shit.
Hell no. All right, so I guess I get full reign on that one. I want to say Miss Marvel was fire.
Okay.
Miss Marvel was good. Yo, Miss Marvel might be one of the only TV shows or movies in Phase 4 that really like lives up to the idea of picking an audience and then going straight for that audience and going for it fully. Miss Marvel was good. I enjoyed it, and yeah, it's not for everyone, but it's for what it was. It did its job, and I think I'm honestly excited for like the Marvels. Like I'm excited to see her come back and see her interact with Brie Larson and the rest of the crew. You know,
I've seen a little bit of like when I see a little bit, I've seen it, but that I think part of the problem as well is that they want to set up a new Avengers and then they're getting people that aren't, in my opinion, aren't that great. Like the Riri, whoever played Riri was not like I've seen her before. She's not a good actress. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sorry, she can't carry a movie. This Miss Marvel actress, look, she has charisma. And I believe it. I think America Chavez. I think that actress also had charisma.
She was all right.
I think the writing was ass. So I think that's part of the problem. But Miss Marvel be one of the new Avengers I'd be looking forward to the most.
Definitely. All right. Hawkeye.
I'm not trying to get canceled just yet.
Yeah, we're saving the best for last. So how do we feel about Hawkeye?
I watched the first episode, didn't continue. So I'm gonna say mid.
Yeah, see, same here. Like I just had no interest in fucking watching that shit.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement. Hawkeye gets a mid.
That's it.
The Werewolf Joan. Did you guys peep this?
Didn't see it.
Didn't see it. Julio, did you peep this?
Nope.
All right, we're gonna leave this on the side because I only got a little bit through it, but I've heard it's good. So, I mean, I feel like I've heard it's good though, so I don't want to rate it.
If it was good, we would have seen it. Like enough people would have told us about it, like for us to have a strong opinion on it.
All right. I mean, you just really want to get to She-Hulk, I guess. All right. How do we feel about She-Hulk, boys?
Mid?
Yeah, mid. I would say mid. I mean, it's not impressive at all.
I'm scared
in my opinion.
to say.
I'm gonna say
cringe. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's definitely mid. I feel you on mid. I don't think it's the worst thing in mid. I think if we're to order it, I'd probably put it like, damn, dude. Honestly, yo,
you can't measure mid, bro. If the blunt's not hit, the shit gas. If the shit is gas, it's gas.
Yeah,
you can't rate mid. Like,
all right.
Here's what I will say about She-Hulk is, I'm gonna attack some of the bad faith arguments I heard. We clearly don't have a bias against female characters like Miss Marvel. No, really, Miss Marvel is fire. We have that. Black Widow is all right. WandaVision is all right. It's like I don't want there to be. It was like if you had anything bad to say about this movie on Twitter or a TV show on Twitter, you were being misogynistic. And then the criticism of it not being for us, which might be the case, but Ally McBeal with superheroes sounds amazing. Like that sounds gas. That sounds incredible. And it wasn't as good as Ally McBeal. I've seen Ally McBeal episodes. This was not as good as that. It wasn't as good as Law and Order. It didn't have the simplicity and the like the hard hitting. Yeah, echoing.
No.
Second one. What'd you do, Chris?
I didn't do anything. I think you're fine, but you can keep going.
Mute yourself real quick. Let's try it. Must be.
Yeah, you might have a window open or something like that. But yeah, I agree with all the with what you're saying. Yeah, I think we're gonna put She-Hulk down in.
Yeah.
You go, Julio.
Yeah, and to be fair, There were some people that only hated it because there was a woman in it, but I mean, come on, like clearly we're not on that side.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just has problems that we obviously have with all of it. Yeah, I mean, Antonia says that we're wild. She-Hulk was one of the best things overall that the MCU has done. Period.
Bro.
Period.
Ant likes everything. Like he probably thinks everything. Yo, we got to put something mid. No, and listen, bro. The CGI was like iffy. The origin of like, oh, we got into a car accident and your blood got into my blood. Whoops. I can't imagine standing for this. There's just so many great shows. You know, like House of the Dragon just came out. Incredible.
Yeah, House of Dragon, next level.
Yes. And there's just so much great television. Like there's just too many great TV shows to watch. And a lot of it is like, what am I not watching? Like I'm gonna turn off Barry. I'm gonna turn off House of the Dragons. I'm gonna turn off something like Chopped or like a cooking show or something that's super satisfying and I can just is like easier to consume because I have to focus less. It hits those like pleasure receptors a lot easier. It's like this is in between light viewing and prestige television. It just doesn't work. And I think that's the problem with all these shows short of What If and Miss Marvel, which I haven't watched. And I'll give Loki more credit than that. I'll say Loki too.
Yeah, I think Loki should be at the top of honestly.
You can have that.
All right. So we're gonna get into I know you're gonna want to
We're missing one thing.
What are we missing?
The Christmas special.
Oh shit. I hadn't seen the Christmas special, honestly. I don't know.
I'm gonna say Gas.
You gonna say Gas? Julio, did you see the Christmas?
I have not seen the Christmas special. No, I did not even know that was a thing.
Gas. Let me say real quick, it has some of the same nostalgia baiting that the other shows have, but since it's a Christmas episode, I think it works better. You know what I'm saying? Like you kind of expect it or it goes down smoother. And I cried. I honestly cried. Like it was very hard. It was very sweet.
Damn. Stokes the bottom is crying, dude. Shit. Stokes, I know you're gonna want to cook on this last one. We're on Spider-Man, No Way Home. Stokes, I'm gonna let you cook. Give us a good clip, dog.
What did Kobe used to do? ISO. Listen, this movie was mid. There was nothing else. The only appeal for this movie is, hey, I recognize that thing. The story does not make any sense. The performances felt like an SNL sketch. Like, why is Aunt May in the penthouse with all the supervillains? Like, how? Like, I can't. It's not even worth the monologue, bro. It's mid. Like, it's not that good. You know what I'm saying? Take the nostalgia dick out your mouth and just try to watch it objectively. And this shit is mid. This shit is so mid, the blunt won't even light. This shit got styrofoam in it, all types of other shit. It's mid.
That shit is trash. I think just off the pure cynicism, bro. Like, you literally got all these people to come back. You got all these actors to like drag their asses out of bed. They didn't want to do this shit. They're literally spoiling it. I forgot. Who's the guy who plays Dr. Octopus again? Doc Ock again? Forgetting his name. Great actor.
Great actor.
Bro, he was literally like
Alfred Molina.
Alfred Molina was literally just spoiling the entire movie in the media because he just did not give a fuck about it. And exactly as you said, man, like they bring Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield back, which okay, yeah, whatever, and they don't do anything with them. They literally just bring them back just to be there. Tobey Maguire has even less to do than Andrew Garfield. The entire appeal of the movie is just it's 2 hours of fan service. And so just off that fact, I think it's fucking trash. Like I was so pissed off leaving the movie theater because I'm like, man, you guys had an opportunity to do something interesting and you just dropped the ball. Like it's literally there just to be fan service. Just so they spent all that money just so we can get that shot of all three of the Spider-Man swinging together. Like really, like you can confuse all these other dog brains, but you're not getting me. You're not fooling me, dog. Like
let me say something real quick. I think if you had brought them in first, if it was 3 Spider-Man versus the Sinister Six, That's an amazing fucking movie, bro. But they bring him at the very end, and it's like Tobey Maguire was like the worst performance I've seen like in years. He's like, hey, I'm Spider-Man. Like, it's like, what the fuck is going
No,
on?
it's literally
bro?
him as a SNL. Like the SNL brings together the Spider-Man. Like literally.
Yeah, man. And there was nuggets. There was really cool moments when they're sitting there talking about the webbing, and it's like, okay, this is build on this, do this, like add this stuff, and then like my biggest pet peeve is when a character does something stupid and then something bad happens. And it's like, it's not your fault. Like, it is your fault. Why the fuck was Marissa Tomei? You got my third wife, my third baby, Marissa Tomei, my first wife. You got her killed, bro. I can't feel bad for you because you're a fucking idiot. Like, I stepped on you, Chris. Go ahead.
No, it's you're all good, man. Yo, all right. I mean, I enjoy Spider-Man, yo. It was like they got me. I guess I'm
Chris
Spider-Man.
is oppie.
I'm an op. I don't know if I could give it trash or mid. Like, to me, Spider-Man was kind of fire. I mean, it gave me a lot of things that I wanted. And I feel like, to me, let me ISO. To me, Spider-Man No Way Home is maybe the most Marvel comic booky movie that we've gotten since Infinity War. It's got everything that you would think you could get from a comic book in a movie. Like, they threw all these different storylines. They gave us everything that we could have imagined and that we've seen on the big screen for Spider-Man. I mean, how could you not really enjoy this movie? Yeah, it was definitely some nostalgia bait. Yeah, it was definitely some fan service. But don't we all enjoy that? I mean, it was a lot of it, but like
that's all it was.
In relevance to the rest of these, like,
the cynicism.
Look, I think its only saving grace was fucking Willem Dafoe acting his ass off, but that's about it.
When you get enough, it's like the Eternals. Like, you get enough talented people together, they're gonna do something. And I think that's where Eternals fucked up. Is not a single one of those performances were good. You get Alfred Molina, you get Jamie Foxx, you get all these great actors. Yeah, like, they're gonna get some good performances. And even they retcon some things. Why is Jamie Foxx acting like Jamie Foxx? He was a nerd.
Yeah.
He was like Chris, and he came out like Stokes.
Hey, yo, oh man, Luigi's talking crazy right now.
It can't go above mid, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'll hop out the stream right now. I'm using executive. What's it called when the
executive privilege? Yeah,
I'm using executive.
Assigning an executive order. But yeah, it's just something very cynical about that movie, in my opinion. Where it's like, man, they brought all these people back and they do very little with it. They're literally just there to be people you're familiar with. Going to that movie was almost like jury duty. Like, we just went just to see that shit because it's a Marvel movie and because of the scale of what they're trying to do. But did they actually do anything new or refreshing or interesting? If you actually watch the movie and like parse it, I don't think so.
Oh, what, Chris? Here's what I'm gonna say.
I don't know, man.
What was good about this movie that doesn't involve fan service? That doesn't involve a character from a previous Spider-Man movie?
I mean, that's unfair. Because what about Spider-Man? Can I not use a homeboy? Can I not use Tom?
Motherfucker from a previous Spider-Man franchise.
I mean, I enjoy Tom Holland's performance. I think he did a good job. I mean, yeah, he's he makes a childish decision, right? But he's still.
We didn't even talk about that.
Yeah,
this motherfucker is like, he thinks he's at the drive-through. Like, what about my mom? Or what about my aunt? What about my friend? What about my friend Ned? He deserved everything that he got in that movie. He deserved every single thing that he got.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just having difficulty having Black Widow above Spider-Man. To be completely honest, but
bro, I know, and there's a lot of people in the chat who agree with you or saying, like, complaining about Black Widow being there. Go rewatch that movie. Like, it's really like it's underwhelming for sure, but it's not like insultingly bad. I think Black Widow suffered from the fact that it was the first movie to come out in a very disappointing phase, and I think that's why the perception is there. But as an actual film, like, it's tight enough and it's strong enough to, like, for you to say, okay, I can watch this at home. Maybe do some work in the background, but it's really not trash.
Yeah, like the problem here's what the problem I have with a lot of people. It's like the Guardians 2. It's like the Guardians 2 Dilemma, the taser face. People act like Guardians 2 is trash because it's one scene. It's like, oh my god, when and Cody brought this up, so I'm not making fun of him, but like they fought the plane and all the bad guys died and the good guys live. It's like, does that throw out the entire? It's like these little nitpicky things that people have, but it's like if you look at this movie, it had a story that made sense. Which is a crazy fucking it's crazy as to where the bar is. It had good performances, it had heart, and that's what we keep saying. And then like Spider-Man should have had all the heart in the world, but it's so damn cynical, the process, that it just like doubles back onto being cynical. So y'all can get on y'all YouTube show and give that shit gas, and Antoine. You can do that shit if you want. On this show, the Super Comic Bros, that shit is aight. Like, what does Spider-Man do better than Black Widow?
Not only that, but they don't even introduce these characters in an interesting way. It's literally just due to magic. Like, and I think that's been a problem with like these newer Marvel movies, is that like they're so like not grounded anymore that it's starting to like hinder the storytelling process. Like they literally, Tobey Maguire just walks through a portal and says, "Hey, how's it going?" It's literally like some SNL shit.
Hey, I'm Tobey Maguire. No, but that's also thing is like Ned gets like wizard power. Yo, it took Doctor Strange with a photographic memory to use the sling ring, and he uses it on accident. Are you trash? Nah, fuck that. Trash. If I'm voting, it's fucking trash. So it's no trash. Motherfucking. Damn. That shit got motherfucking anthrax in it, bro. You sprinkled anthrax in the blunt. That shit is garbage.
Sheesh.
Julio's definitely spitting.
Yeah, I mean, all right. I think this is the end of the tier list, boys. I think I'll send it to both of you guys and you can post it.
I'm not posting this shit.
I'm definitely gonna post it. Let's see how everybody feels about this. Maybe we get cooked, maybe not, but I think it's a solid list. I think we made some executive decisions, but for the most part we came together as a democracy to figure out just how good all these Phase 4 movies are. Let me actually put this back up there because let's give our final closing thoughts on Phase 4 before we wrap it up. Stokes, give us Phase 4.
Give us Phase 4.
Give us Phase 4. Give us the whole thing, your whole opinion.
Bro, I mean, it says it right here. The shit was mid. And y'all keep asking for less and less. Every movie, people would say, oh, the movie, they're just starting out. It's not just starting out. Half of it, go back on ISO. Let's see how many of these are based on an existing property. Like, Falcon and Winter Soldier is not new. Thor is a sequel. Eternals is new. Spider-Man is like 4 sequels in one. Moon Knight is new. She-Hulk is new. It is based on the Hulk, but we'll give it that one. Doctor Strange is a sequel. Hawkeye is a character already established. Loki's a character already established. Black Panther 2 is a sequel. WandaVision is not new. Black Widow is not new. Shang-Chi is new. Miss Marvel is new. World by Night is new. It's like half of this stuff isn't even new. And you know what? The way it works out is that most of the new stuff is good. Like most of the new stuff is better than the old stuff. Stop with the dick suck, bro. Stop being like, oh, you got to give it more time. Like, what do you mean? They have $1 trillion, bro. What are we waiting for? What is the like? What? Yeah, like what? How do you make excuses for this company that has all the resources in the world? It has it has so many different IPs. And it comes out like dog shit. And y'all want to defend it. Stop it. Stop with the dick suck, bro. Let's just call it what it is. These movies are not that good. They're not, bro. The dialogue is trash. They got the annoying side characters. It doesn't have the connectivity that people want that could keep you engaged. There's nothing engaging. They don't have any heart except, Black Widow, Shang-Chi. Stop it. Get help. Shit's trash. What do they mean by giving more time? They're saying that the Phase 4 has to build up.
Piper's spitting right now.
That's our good friend.
All right, Special Agent Julio. Closing
No,
thoughts on
I feel like Ant was he was spitting for real, for real. Like this is the biggest, richest studio out right now. Like they have all the resources. Stop settling for less. Like demand higher quality films. I think this tier list is mostly, it's self-explanatory. Most of it was all right to mid and a little trash. I'd say that's how I would describe Phase 4. Exactly how I would describe Phase 4. And I'm actually worried about the next phase because it kind of seems like they're rushing towards it. And if this isn't evidence of it, then I don't know. Like I don't know what to try to tell these fanboys. There is one sort of glimmer of hope, and even though I disagree where it's at, Shang-Chi, it's his standalone movie, the first one of this phase, and it's the strongest one. So I think that's a sign of hope that they can still deliver new shit, like new, refreshing films. But we'll see. Just not impressed overall. Like especially Spider-Man, dude. I think that really personified Phase 4 for me. It's all just fan service, terrible CGI, terrible dialogue, low stakes. Like it's just money grabbing shit that I disagree with, and I hope that they can improve on.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I agree with the most part. I think Phase 4 was definitely just kind of soulless, and they went too wide. And I'm looking forward to them being a little bit more focused, hopefully, with Phase 5 and Phase 6, and into the future, and to see where else we can go with the Marvel Universe after this strong lesson that they've learned, hopefully, from Phase 4. But that's the closing remarks on that one, boys. Ant, did you want to get into anything else?
No, I think that's it, bro. Like nice little tight stream. Like you said, we clip farming, take notes,
Yeah,
and I feel better. That was a real sense of
catharsis.
catharsis, because these movies were pissing me off, and the Discord around these movies were some bullshit.
Yeah, definitely. All right, everybody, we're gonna sign off now. Thanks everyone for coming. We all appreciate you. Make sure to drop a like, drop a follow, to subscribe. Special Agent Julio, thanks for stopping by. You got anything?
Thank you for having me.
Of course, man. You got anything? Any closing remarks before we sign off?
No, not at all, man. Thanks for having me, and I hope I can come back sometime.
Of course, anytime,
Absolutely.
Special Agent. Stokes,
you go back to destabilizing the Middle East.
Of course.
Stokes, you got anything to add?
That's it, bro.
All right, Super Comic Book fam, thanks for stopping by. We will be back next week on Tuesday with an episode with Mr. Pat Shand himself, where we will be talking about old creators, new creators, and guess what? Control Z is launching next week, so we'll be talking about Control Z, maybe having a little launch party. So make sure to tune in next week, everybody. Thanks for stopping by, and we are out.